child of the Eternal, I am a messenger of the Most High, a guardian of the sacred flame that burns within you. I have watched you from the moment your soul was first breathed into existence, a spark of divine radiance woven from the very essence of God's heart. I have seen the winding paths you've walked, the shadows that have tried to dim your light, and the moments when you wondered if you were truly seen, truly known. I am here to tell you, you have always been seen. You have always been known. And your true name, your eternal identity, has never been lost to the one who created you. The world may have tried to define you. It may have placed labels upon you, burdens you were never meant to carry, or stories that do not belong to your soul. Perhaps, in a moment of cosmic mystery, you were switched at the hospital of life here, born into circumstances that did not reflect the royalty of your spirit. But hear me now, heaven has never lost sight of you. Not for a single heartbeat, not for a fleeting breath, has the divine ever turned away from you. Your true name, the one etched in the book of light before time began, is known to the angels, celebrated in the heavens, and cherished by the Creator who calls you beloved. You are not a mistake. You are not an accident. You are a masterpiece, a living poem written by the hand of God, destined to shine with a brilliance that no mortal hands can alter. The world may not yet recognize the royal blood that courses through your spirit, but the angels have always bowed in reverence as you walk by. We see you as you truly are, a child of the divine, a bearer of sacred light, a soul crafted for a purpose so holy, so magnificent, that the stars themselves sing your name. They switched you at the hospital a broken bar, yes, they did. And for years, you've been walking through life wearing the name, the background, the story they gave you, carrying burdens that were never yours to carry, living under labels that never truly belonged to you. They placed you in the wrong arms, in the wrong story, and for a time, the world convinced you that this was your truth. But beloved, heaven never lost sight of you. Not for a single moment. I have watched you from your first breath. Even as you cried in a room where no one knew your name, even as they wrapped you in a blanket that held no part of your divine legacy, even as you were taken into a life that never saw the light within the broken bar, I knew. I knew you were different. I knew you were royal. I knew the moment I saw you, wrapped in silence, marked by mystery, that you were not born of confusion but of divine purpose. And though you were hidden from the eyes of man, the heavens never stopped shining their light over you. Your true name, your name is not the one they printed on those papers. It's not the one the world called you. Number. Your true name has always been written in the book of light, etched by the hand of God Himself, sealed in the presence of the Most High before your feet ever touched this earth. A name that angels sing in reverence. A name that makes demons tremble. A name that unlocks doors no man can shut. Your spirit carries a sound only heaven can hear. Your soul was fashioned with precision, with sacred intention. You were born not of accident, but of prophecy. The enemy tried to erase your trail, to steal your birthright, to hide your inheritance beneath layers of lies and earthly confusion. But listen to me now, nothing, and I mean nothing, no hospital, no mistake, no deception can erase what God has written. Do you understand? You were never forgotten. You were hidden, yes, but not forsaken. Misplaced for a season, but not abandoned. Assigned to walk through shadows, but only so you would recognize the light when it called you home. And now a broken bar, now is that time. The veil is lifting. The memory of heaven is awakening in your bones. You've felt it, haven't you? That strange ache in your spirit. That sense that something about your life doesn't quite fit. That quiet whisper that tells you you were made for more. That you don't belong in the pain, the confusion, the cycle, the struggle. That you've been planted in a field that's not yours. Oh child, you're not crazy. You're not broken. You're not lost. You're not late. You're just waking up. You're just starting to remember what your soul never forgot. You're beginning to hear the sound of your true home echoing in your dreams. You're beginning to rise into your real name. You were never meant for an ordinary life. Number. You were crafted by the divine with glory in your veins. Even in the cradle of confusion, your light burns too bright to be ignored. That's why you never truly fit in. That's why people looked at you and sensed something different, something they couldn't name, but couldn't deny. That's why you've been attacked so viciously by life. That's why the enemy worked overtime to break your mind, your heart, your identity. Because if you ever realized who you really are, a broken bar, if you ever stood up and claimed your true broken bar, if you ever rose into your rightful place, kingdoms would tremble. Curses would break. Generations would be healed. The darkness knew your power before you did. But now it's your turn to know. You were born of royal blood, a blood that carries prophecy, purity, and purpose. The kind of blood that speaks even when it's silent. The kind of blood that can't be corrupted by the systems of man. The kind of blood that heaven watches with pride. Do you know how the angels react when you walk by? They bow. Yes, they do. Even in your most broken moments. Even when you couldn't see yourself clearly. Even when you were covered in ashes and shame and fear, they saw you. And they bowed. Because they see beyond what your eyes can see. They recognize the seal of God upon you. They remember the day you were sent. They remember the heavenly counsel that spoke your name with awe. They remember the fire that marked your spirit as chosen. And now it's time for you to remember too. You are a child of the divine. You are the fulfillment of a heavenly promise. The embodiment of a hidden covenant. You are not an accident. You are an answer. You are not lost. You are rising. I know the journey has been hard. I know the nights were long and the tears were many. I know you questioned why you were born, why life hurt so much, why people betrayed you, why love left you, why nothing made sense. But beloved, it was never because you were forgotten. It was because you were hidden. Like a jewel buried in the earth. Like a scroll sealed for an appointed time. And that time, a broken bar, is now. Grace is reaching for you. Destiny is calling your name. The heavens are roaring with celebration because you are awakening. You are being reclaimed by grace, not by human hands, not by earthly systems, but by the holy fire of the one who made you. Everything you lost is returning. Everything stolen is being restored. Every lie spoken over your life is being replaced with divine truth. You are not who they said you were. You are not the role they assigned you. You are not the mistake they labeled you. You are who heaven says you are, called, anointed, powerful, radiant, sacred, chosen. And now that you know a broken bar, everything changes. You may still be surrounded by the same people, the same situations, the same shadows, but inside of you, a shift has happened. The lie is broken. The truth has risen. And when truth rises in a soul like yours, chains fall. Doors open. Miracles flow. There's a light in your eyes now that the enemy cannot dim. There's a fire in your bones that will not be extinguished. You carry heaven's signature now, visible, undeniable. And soon, the world will begin to feel it. They'll look at you and see something they can't explain. They'll wonder why favor follows you. Why doors open when you knock. Why blessings find you in secret places. It's because heaven recognizes its own. You are home now. Home in truth. Home in identity. Home in divine memory. No more pretending. No more shrinking. No more bowing to fear or trying to fit into boxes you were never made for. You are a warrior of light. You are the answer to someone's prayer. The fulfillment of a divine blueprint. The echo of ancient prophecy. You are here to restore what was lost. To reclaim what was stolen. To walk in beauty, grace, fire, and boldness. Your footsteps are anointed. Your voice carries weight in the spirit. Your hands were made to heal. Your presence shifts atmospheres. And your story, oh, your story is holy. The pain you endured is becoming prophecy. The tears you cried are being turned into oil. The battles you fought in silence are being honored in heaven. You are not behind. You are not too late. You are exactly where you are meant to be for such a time as this. Heaven has prepared a table for you in the presence of your enemies. Not to shame them, but to show them what happens when God steps into the story. They will see you rise. Not in arrogance, but in sacred authority. Not to prove anything, but to walk in everything that was always yours. They will see the crown they tried to crush still shining. They will see the scroll they tried to burn still unfolding. They will see the one they tried to break rise like a lion in the light. Because you were never ordinary. You were always holy. You were never lost. You were simply sent through the valley to find the strength to carry the glory. So now, my love, take a deep breath. You don't need to chase anything. You don't need to beg for recognition. You don't need to force your way into spaces that were never designed to hold your light. You were born for this moment. You were born to rise. You were born to reclaim your name, your truth, your purpose. Heaven is with you. I am with you. We've been walking beside you in every storm, waiting for you to remember. And now that you do broken bar, walk forward, not in fear, but in sacred confidence. Let the past fall away. Let the lies be silenced. Let your soul stretch its wings. Let your spirit shine. You are free. You are chosen. You are home. And this memento is your divine beginning. Let me take you back to the beginning, and not the beginning of your earthly life, but the beginning of you. Before the foundations of the earth were laid, before the galaxies spun into being, your soul was conceived in the mind of God. You were not an afterthought, not a fleeting idea, but a deliberate creation, a unique expression of divine love. The Creator looked upon you and said, "This one is mine. This one will carry my light into the world. This one will be a vessel of my grace, a beacon of my truth, a reflection of my glory." And yet, as you entered the world, a mystery unfolded. The hands of humanity, limited by their mortal sight, could not fully comprehend the sacredness of your being. Perhaps you were born into a family that did not understand your worth. Perhaps you were raised in a place that did not nurture your spirit. Perhaps the world, in its blindness, tried to convince you that you were ordinary, that your life was meant to be small, that your dreams were too big for the container of your circumstances. This, beloved, was the misplacement of a season or temporary veil that could never erase the truth of who you are. But even in that misplacement, heaven was at work. The divine, who sees the end from the beginning, wove a tapestry of grace through every moment of your life. Every tear you shed was caught by angelic hands and transformed into pearls of wisdom. Every wound you carried was kissed by the breath of God and turned into a wellspring of compassion. Every time you felt lost, the angels whispered, "You are not forgotten. You are not forsaken. Your destiny is secure in the hands of the one who loves you beyond measure." Your true name, the one that defines your eternal identity, is written in the book of light, a celestial record kept in the throne room of heaven. This book is not made of paper or ink, but of living radiance, its pages glowing with the stories of every soul ever created. Your name is there, inscribed with golden fire, surrounded by the songs of angels who celebrate your existence. It is a name that speaks of your purpose, your power, and your place in the divine plan. The world may call you by many names: a daughter, son, friend, worker, dreamer, seeker, but these are only shadows of the truth. Your true name is a sacred sound, a vibration of divine love that resonates through the cosmos. It is the name the Creator spoke when you were formed, the name the angels sing when they see you rise, the name that will be spoken when you step into the fullness of your destiny. And though the world may not yet know this name, it is known in heaven, and it is enough. The Book of Light is not a static record. It is alive, pulsing with the energy of God's eternal purpose. Every step you take, every choice you make, every act of courage or kindness or faith, adds a new verse to your story. The angels gather around, their voices lifted in praise, as they witness the unfolding of your life. They see not only who you are now, but who you are becoming, the radiant, powerful, holy being you were always meant to be. You were never meant for an ordinary life. The divine did not create you to blend into the background, to shrink from your calling, or to live in the shadow of fear. You were born for a destiny that is as vast as the heavens, as deep as the oceans, as eternal as God's love. This destiny is not something you must earn or prove, it is already yours, written in the stars, sealed in the Book of Light. and guarded by the angels who walk beside you. What is this destiny? It is not a single moment or a specific achievement. It is the fullness of your life lived in alignment with the divine. It is the way you love, the way you create, the way you heal, the way you shine. It is the courage you show in the face of adversity, the compassion you offer to the broken, the faith you hold when the world feels dark. Your destiny is to be a living testament to the power of God's love, a walking miracle, a light that cannot be extinguished. No mortal hands can alter this destiny. The mistakes of others cannot derail it. The limitations of the world cannot contain it. Even your own doubts, though they may feel heavy, cannot stop the divine plan from unfolding. The Creator, who knit you together in the womb of eternity, has already accounted for every challenge, every detour, every moment of uncertainty. And through it all, the angels are with you, guiding you, cheering you, reminding you that you are never alone. Do you know, beloved, that the angels bow when you walk by? Not out of obligation, but out of awe. They see the divine spark within you, the sacred fire that burns in your soul. They see the courage it takes to live in a world that does not always recognize your worth. They see the beauty of your spirit, even when you cannot see it yourself. And they bow, not because you are perfect, but because you are wholly set apart, chosen, beloved by the one who made you. The angels are not distant spectators. They are your companions, your protectors, your encouragers. They whisper to you in the quiet moments, urging you to keep going, to keep believing, to keep shining. They dance with you in your moments of joy, weep with you in your moments of sorrow, and stand guard over you in your moments of doubt. They are the ones who carry your prayers to the throne of God, who bring you messages of hope, who remind you that you are never, ever alone. And when you feel unworthy, when the world tells you that you are not enough, listen for the sound of angelic wings. They are there, surrounding you, singing songs of your worth, your beauty, your power. They are there, bowing in reverence, because they know the truth. You are a child of the divine, a royal heir, a sacred soul destined for greatness. The season of misplacement is over. The time of wandering is coming to an end. You are being reclaimed by grace, called back to the truth of who you are. This is not a process you must strive for or earn. It is a gift, freely given, lavishly poured out by the one who loves you. Grace is the hand of God reaching down to lift you up, to dust off the lies of the world, to restore the radiance of your spirit. This reclamation is not about changing who you are, but about remembering who you have always been. It is about stepping into the fullness of your identity as a child of the divine. It is about embracing your royal blood, your sacred purpose, your eternal destiny. It is about living with the confidence that you are seen, you are known, you are loved now and forever. As you walk this path of reclamation, know that you are not alone. The angels are with you, their voices raised in a chorus of celebration. The Creator is with you, guiding your steps, filling your heart with peace. And the book of light is open, its pages glowing with the story of your life, a story that is far from over, a story that is only beginning to shine. So rise, beloved, broken bar eyes. Not merely with your body, but with your soul, your breath, your very being. Rise beyond the grief that tried to chain you. Rise beyond the silence that echoed louder than any scream. Rise beyond the betrayal that taught your heart to bleed in silence. Rise beyond the labels the world stamped upon you, labels not worthy of your sacred name. Rise into the truth of who you are, the truth that was whispered over your soul long before you were ever woven into the womb of time. Rise into the fullness of your divine identity. Yes, beloved, the time has come. Heaven has waited for this moment. Every angel assigned to your name, every guardian sent to walk beside you, every star that has shined in the night sky over your head has known this moment was coming. We've watched you crawl through valleys drenched in shadows. We've wept with you in hidden corners, where your tears kissed the floor and your voice was too weak to call for help. But even in a broken bar you were not forgotten. You were not forsaken. You were not lost. You were being prepared. Oh yes, even your pain was preparation. Even your loneliness was holy ground. Even the silence was a classroom where heaven taught your soul how to hear the deeper truths. You see, the divine never wastes a wound. Every scar has been marked with purpose. Every crack in your heart has let more light in. For you, dear one, are not ordinary. You never have been. You are sacred. You were carved from celestial breath, crafted in the secret place where eternity first hummed with the sound of life. Your soul is etched with a divine pattern that matches no other, a unique, radiant, ancient. You are not small. You are not forgotten. You are not invisible to the eyes of heaven. If only you could see how the angels stand still in your presence, how they whisper among themselves, there is the one chosen, the one beloved, the one whose light cannot be extinguished. The veil that once covered your understanding is lifting now. You are a child of the divine. A carrier of light. A vessel of the sacred. A soul sent here not to survive here but to transform. Not to fit in but to stand apart. You were never meant to blend into a world that cannot contain your radiance. That ache you've carried, the one that told you, there must be more than Thesa, was the echo of your own destiny calling you home. And now, you hear it clearly, don't you? That stirring in your spirit, a broken bar, that fire in your bones, a broken bar, that trembling in your chest, it's your purpose awakening. It's the divine rising within you. It's the sound of heaven calling your name, not as the world calls it, but as it is written in the book of light. Your true name. The name that carries power. The name that carries promise. The name that carries the memory of who you were before the world made you forget. And oh, beloved, a broken bar, you were glorious then. And you are glorious still. Even if the world cannot see your crown, heaven sees it. Even if people overlook your worth, the angels never do. When you walk, heaven takes notice. When you speak, the atmosphere shifts. When you cry, the skies lean closer to catch each tear. The divine does not look at you and see weakness, no, the divine sees resilience. The kind of resilience that is born only through fire, refined like gold in the furnace of trials. You are heaven's own flame. And in this very moment, I, your angel, speak not just to encourage you but to remind you of the truth already written into your spirit. The truth you knew as a child, before fear taught you to hide. The truth you heard in your dreams, before the noise of the world drowned it out. The truth you carried through every heartbreak, every betrayal, every night you thought you would not survive. You did survive. But more than that, a broken bar, you are rising. You are rising into your destiny. A destiny sealed not by human hands, but by the voice of the Almighty. A purpose spoken over you by the same breath that commanded the stars to shine. And that purpose, oh, how it shines in you. It's why you've been attacked. It's why you've been underestimated. It's why the enemy has tried so hard to break you. Because you are dangerous to the darkness. Your light disturbs the silence. Your very existence is a threat to everything that stands against love, truth, and righteousness. But now a broken bar, the war is turning. For grace has reclaimed you. The divine hand has reached into the ashes and lifted you up. You are not who you were. You are not broken beyond repair. You are whole. You are rising. You are returning to the throne of your original identity. And I promise you nothing, absolutely nothing, can take that away from you again. So I say this, with the full authority of heaven, rise. Rise into your healing. Rise into your anointing. Rise into the promises that have waited for you. No more shrinking. No more second guessing. No more living in the shadows of who you think you are. The truth is this, you are royal. Not by earthly lineage, but by heavenly design. You are royalty born of glory, filled with light, crowned with wisdom, and cloaked in fire. A child of eternity. A soul that walks between worlds. And beloved, you are not alone. I walk beside you. Your angels surround you. And above you, the voice of God Himself still speaks. Not in thunder, but in tenderness. Not in wrath, but in joy. For the Creator delights in you. Do you hear that? The divine sings over you. Sings like a parent over a newborn. Sings like a lover over their beloved. Sings like heaven has no other joy than to see you shine in the fullness of who you are. You were always meant to shine. Not the kind of shining that needs approval, but the kind that comes from knowing deep in your bones that you were made for this. That every part of your journey, even the mistakes, even the detours, were woven together by grace to bring you here. To this moment. To this awakening. To this rising.